Did everybody watch Taylor win the Super Bowl?
We did, because we watched the Super Bowl.
You did.
I watched more of it than Sarah, but that was our weekend. We got snacks. We got excited for the Super Bowl. We're going to do a tiny bit different video than we've ever done. I don't think we've ever talked about other than like when your car blew up, we talked about something, but we're going to talk a little bit about American football because we watched the Super Bowl this weekend and it was amazing.
Sarah's obsessed with Taylor Swift. That's it. That's the video.
The whole video. Well, and that's kind of the thing. First and foremost, I mentioned this on the last video. Oh yeah, timestamps down below because we're gonna get to soccer. Timestamps down below for that. You know, it was the Kansas City Chiefs against the San Francisco 49ers. I've talked about this, that 49ers are my team, the team I grew up watching. And now I love Taylor and I love Travis Kelce. So it kind of was a win-win. I would have been happy either way. My first question to everyone, who watched the Super Bowl? People who are not in the U.S., do you care about the Super Bowl? Have you heard? Is it something that's on your radar at all? I mean, obviously it's huge in America. My first question is, are you someone who enjoys the Super Bowl or the halftime show or anything like that?
I enjoy the food, the snacks. I'm a food girly. What can I say?
Yeah, I'm more into it than Sarah is, but we're kind of into it as like a holiday type thing because it's such a big deal here. But the reason I bring this up is because we talk a lot about love and relationships and ships on our channel.
Not straight love.
But we normally don't talk about straight love. And I am sorry, but I am one of those Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce obsessed people. I love it. I love their love story. I love their love for each other. I love how Taylor shows up at all his games. I love how she's openly rooting and loving it. I'm obsessed.
She really is. A little too much, I would say.
That's kind of the point of that we're talking about it now. I just want to say, proclaim my love for Travis and Taylor.
What?
Proclaim my obsession for Travis and Taylor because I really am obsessed with them as a couple, as them as like being. The way I think about this, Taylor won the Grammy of the Year 1 week ago from yesterday. She won the Grammy, the Album of the Year, the most prestigious award in music. You know, some may say. Travis Kelce won the Super Bowl 1 week later. I mean, both at the very top of their professions, however you want to say, the very top, the pinnacle of what you could accomplish and what they do 1 week apart. I can't get over it.
It's giving Posh and Becks at the height of their careers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could see it happening.
Yeah, I'm obsessed. I love it. I think it's so fun. Now, there is a conspiracy that this relationship is a false, fake relationship, not real, to hype up NFL even more, which I don't know why. I don't think it needs it, but that's the conspiracy, that it's all fake for the NFL.
It is a bit over the top. I personally don't get it and don't really follow it that much.
Travis goes to all her concerts and goes to a lot of her concerts. I really like the relationship. I don't think it's false. Now, there's another part of this that Republicans think that Taylor's what they're calling like a psyop. I'm not even quite sure, to get more votes for Joe Biden. Like, that's the whole idea, that it's something conspiratorial where it's all Taylor's doing it just for political power, and even like demonic forces are part of it.
Oh yeah, you know those demonic forces, they really get you. But the world is a stage, so who knows? We're all just freaking Muppets, right?
But there has been some like wild. Joe Biden even tweeted this, and he's kind of trolling the Republicans, saying, just like we drew it up, in his kind of scary face. But you know, and now Trump is saying it would be un-American for Taylor Swift to vote for Joe Biden because Trump put through some law about protecting artists. So kind of wild stuff.
Girl, this is turning into a political show. Hello.
And then just some crazy things about the number 13. Number 13 is Taylor's favorite number of all time, and because she was born on December 13th. But things like the Super Bowl will be Taylor's 13th game in attendance. It's Super Bowl 58, which 5 plus 8 equals 13.
That's a bit of a stretch.
They're playing the 49ers. 4 plus 9 is 13. Then it's the Super Bowl was February 11th. The month 2, day 11. 2 plus 11 is 13.
Do we believe in coincidences, or was this meant to be, or was this planned?
Yeah.
All the above. But then I keep getting TikToks on my where it says, the conspiracy of the NFL is fake, it's scripted. There's that theory too.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories about two things. One, that Taylor and Travis aren't real, and two, that it's all scripted for some type of political situation. But I just think whatever it is, I truly, truly believe Taylor and Travis are in love. I do not believe that's fake. I believe it's absolutely true. I believe she is hyped up for him. He loves her. The love that they have, you see it. They were after the game, hugging and kissing, and so I love it. I want to put that on record. I love them. Some people might not love them, but I do. I think it's sweet. And also, the one thing I don't know, Travis Kelce pushed his coach during the game. I didn't love that. That was a little aggressive.
Oh, that's the only part I liked.
And then a lot of people thought that Travis was gonna propose to Taylor, it was all meant that it was all meant to be, that he was gonna win the Super Bowl, and then he was gonna propose. Not only propose, they were both gonna endorse Biden at the Super Bowl at their when they're holding up the trophy.
Too crazy, y'all.
Yes,
I don't follow.
So many conspiracy theories, but I want to put a record. I don't buy any of those, but I do buy their love. That's the one thing I buy.
Oh, I will buy all of the conspiracy theories for $1,000.
Sarah's a conspiracy theorist.
I love conspiracy theories. They make life exciting.
Yeah,
even if they're not true. They're always true. No.
Okay, do you believe that Taylor and Travis are really in love and that it's a real deal, though?
Don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm on the fence about it.
Oh my gosh. Cut. This is the question. And he's a lot taller than she is, so she can wear as tall as heels as she wants to.
She was with Joe. We didn't even know they were alive.
But that seemed like it was more of Joe's want than Taylor's.
True.
Yeah. Taylor and Travis, best week of their lives in some ways. Obviously, we don't know personally, but she wins Grammy of the Year for the album. He wins the Super Bowl. Now, what is on Wednesday, the 14th of this week?
Oh, that is Valentine's Day.
Do you think there could be a little proposal on Valentine's Day?
Haven't they been dating for a minute?
Okay, but it's the age. They're both think 34. He's talked about wanting a family.
Possibly, but also probably not. Too predictable.
They're Mr. and Mrs. Predictable, though. So the 14th, but also, we're going to go from American football to British football. We heard about the game for the Conti Cup being rescheduled against Arsenal and London City Lionesses. We heard about the waterlog gate. Was it the manager? Was it Ruesha? We don't know. Speaking of Valentine's Day, as predicted, that match officially is set for Valentine's Day.
Whoa, how romantic.
The makeup game will be on Valentine's Day. So that means a couple of things. Katie and Caitlin will be playing on Valentine's Day. So if they had any plans, obviously, I think they're playing at 1 p.m. local time to them. There's plenty of time for them to do a nighttime get together. But also, the whole idea of Ruesha's going to be there with them essentially on Valentine's Day, on the day that, and Ruesha's had some very famous Valentine's Day with Katie's in the past. So I just think it's kind of coincidental / ironic that the makeup day is on. It's basically Lover's Day.
Yeah, the world is working out in wild, mysterious ways, but I like it. I'm here for it.
And then I see on Twitter, some people even have commented,
lovely that the girls have to play on Valentine's Day and for Ruesha and Caitlin to reunite. Ruesha versus Caitlin matchup on Valentine's Day. Oh, I will be there.
Yeah, so I just think it is very ironic, coincidental. We're talking about the number 13 that everything happened with Taylor Swift. The fact that this situation is happening on Valentine's Day out of all the days. Literally, that is Lover's Day, St. Valentine, everything. It's so ironic. It's funny / those are the things that kind of test you in this world.
Ooh, the full moon must be approaching because it's wild that these things are aligning.
In a good way or a bad way?
To be determined.
Yeah, exactly. And then I did not see this. So Ruesha and her sister had their podcast last weekend and they kind of talked about this. I didn't see this clip, but someone left a comment in our comment section about it. And I'm going to read it because I hadn't seen this, but it's a classic Ruesha.
London City Lionesses versus Arsenal on the 14th Valentine's Day is so dramatic. Ruesha on her and Siobhan's live said she will bring 25 white roses. She's in a loving mood. She's gonna bring the peace and yeah.
Yeah, like that white roses. I think that's what it means, peace or something. Yeah. She's almost seeing the kind of craziness that it is as well. So it's kind of like, hey, Valentine's Day, I'll bring everyone a rose peacefully.
Yes, it's times like this where you just have to make fun of the situation because, like, what?
Yeah. So did everyone see that? I mean, just how that worked out. Wild. The last thing we're going to talk about was something that came up over the weekend, and it was kind of wild. As we know, Arsenal not looking good for the WSL title. It's looking pretty bleak there. Conti Cup, we'll see what happens. I think they have a pretty good chance to get to the final, but that looks good. However, over the weekend, they're on FA Cup match, and Arsenal was officially knocked out of the FA Cup. And it was a physical battle out there.
Very physical.
And not only was it physical, there was ball over the line gate, which Americans know far too well at this point.
I like that, ball over the line gate. Nice.
Because as Americans, we take this very personally, having been the victim of millimeters and not in our favor.
I still have nightmares about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Alyssa does as well.
Yeah. So in this respect, it did not go Arsenal's way, because we'll get to that in a second. But going into this game, basically Arsenal's knocked out of the FA Cup 1-0 against Manchester City, and physical battle out there. There's three main things I think most people are talking about this game. The first thing, that it was a pretty physical game. It's a very physical battle anytime that they get together. There was a couple instances where it really did get physical out there on both sides, but some might say Katie Mccabe was more of the instigator. So I don't know if this was the first instance of them really getting physical out there. So I guess we'll talk about this instance in the 21st minute. So we have there where Katie knocks over, I mean, it's physical with Lauren Hemp. I mean, you can see that she's physical. And then right after, Lauren Hemp gets kind of in her face, probably because she was annoyed she got knocked over. Then she knocked over Katie, and then it looked like Katie kind of flopped.
It was a bit of a shoving match. Yeah.
And there's another instance where Chloe Kelly really banged into Katie McCabe from the back. And then there was another little shoving match that looked pretty.
Shoulder check, body check. Ooh,
yeah,
this is a bit of a hockey game.
Yeah, and I mean, those were two of the main ones where it really got physical out there. There probably was a little more, but those were the main ones I saw. And a lot of people are saying, two things I think they're saying. They're both playing hard with each other. Oh, some people are saying, I like Katie, but Katie is just too physical.
McCabe really needs to watch her discipline. She's an awesome player, but her temperament, not so much.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying, they like Katie, but sometimes she gets too aggressive. They think it's too much. And I saw this from a lot of people.
Okay. This comment says, McCabe is actually embarrassing.
Which I did see a lot.
Because it's McCabe, so it's just passion. If it was someone else, Sky would do a documentary about her nasty behavior.
Yeah, so a lot of people just think Katie is too aggressive, that she gets away with a lot. And this is one more comment that I'll read.
In my opinion, the conversation around Katie McCabe needs to change. Again, at halftime, pundits laughing at it. It's just what Katie is like, which is fine, but if it's anyone else, it's violent conduct. I'm all for the game. I'm all for the game being more physical, but keep it consistent.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the conversation that a lot of people think that Katie McCabe, because she has a reputation of already being an aggressive player. Oh, it's just Katie being Katie. Oh, it's okay because, she doesn't mean to actually hurt it. That's kind of the conversation. A lot of people are saying, no, it's kind of embarrassing. It goes too far. It's not consistent with other people. And that's kind of the conversation where people say, Katie, just because she's Katie, shouldn't get away with something. A comment like this, a lot of people are just saying, I love Katie. Love Katie McCabe and her mind games, always brightens a game. So there's two thoughts on that. I'm thinking most people who really like Katie mostly will probably be Arsenal fans. It's definitely a conversation I saw over the weekend a lot, saying Katie gets away with things and shouldn't. If I look at the replies on Twitter and if I look at Instagram and I look at places, more people are on the side of Katie's too aggressive. She's going to hurt someone, more too aggressive than I do see on the other side of that's just how you play the game. I guess what the question is to whoever watches this, are you one of those people who says I like Katie, but she actually it gets a little too far, because that's definitely a conversation. She's the type of player, if you have on your team, you absolutely love, and then if she's not on your team, you're like, I don't like, don't like playing against her, don't like that kind of player. So what did everyone think about that? Then, kind of speaking about, this isn't violent behavior, but this is something that did happen. And should another player have gotten a card? Lotte Wubben-Moy, she actually elbowed somebody. I think it was Bunny Shaw. She hit Bunny Shaw. It wasn't intentional, I don't think. I think she just was being a little flaily with her arms, flailing them a little bit. And people were saying, if the ref would have caught that, it should have been a penalty for Man City.
Yeah, it looks pretty hardcore.
And I don't think there was violent intent. I do think there was violent intent for Rachel Daly, which I think she's very sorry. She accepted her, punishment. So a lot of people are saying, hey, what's up with the reffing where Lotte Wubben-Moy, she elbowed someone as well. And that's another problem with no VAR. I think most people want a VAR, I think, at this point, for instances like this. So did everyone see that? The very last thing about this game was the goal that should have been a goal. And this is, speaking of VAR, this is another situation where if there was VAR, we would have clear set answers. It probably would have been a tie, because this did look over the line.
If Sweden got a goal the way they got a goal, then that definitely was a goal.
Yeah, this definitely looked over the line to me, especially based on the criteria that we know is considered a goal. The way the ball has to go over. So I do feel really bad for Arsenal, because I do think if there was VAR, this would have cleared that ruling. I mean, it pretty much did look like a goal to me, and so that really sucks. So my question to anyone who watched this match, and what's the heartbreaking? It was the 95th minute, and this would have been the tying goal. Does anyone think it wasn't a goal? Based on the video, it definitely looks like it was over the line for me. Jonas was celebrating. The Arsenal players were celebrating. It looked like a goal. I mean, nothing against any of the Man City players. I think that it had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with the officiating.
All based on the refs, whether they catch it or they call it, a goal or not. It's totally up to the refs.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are saying, I'm looking at comments saying people are saying they're actually cried and still crying, which I understand. And people are saying that this is why the women's game needs VAR and the goal line assist. So what did everyone think about that? That would have been major, and just a wild game. Very, very aggressive game, very wild game. Arsenal's out. Their season has been kind of wild. They still could win the Conti Cup, which is good. I think they won it last year, but out of the FA Cup, should have been a goal. What does everyone think? That was a wild game. We'll see what happens on Wednesday on Valentine's Day. We'll see two things. Will there be a Travis and Taylor engagement and it goes public to the world? We're thinking fireworks could happen at the Conti Cup. Could there be an on-field moment of love between Ruesha, Katie, and Caitlin?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be strictly business.
Yeah, I think it's going to be business too, but they might want to have the opposite of what happened at the World Cup, 6 months apart, 9 months apart, of hugging on the field, or not kissing, but making up on the field. Could you see anything like that?
I could see them all grabbing hands and just running down the field like they're in a field of flowers.
Because I don't know what that would accomplish at that point, but maybe just the idea of everyone, we can move past it, or it would be just kind of fun. It would be part of the storyline, Sports is a storyline. Sports is sports is a storyline. Sports is a movie. Sports is everything. So I think maybe if they had some type of moment on the field, maybe Ruesha will bring the white roses. I don't know if that's appropriate, meaning if that's appropriate, you know what I mean, in that context, but maybe it's the ending of a chapter.
I don't think roses are going to be brought, but it's going to be all good.
What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. Are you a Travis Taylor fan and you just can't get enough? I can't get enough. I don't know. I love. And then the FA Cup. Sorry about, what do you think? Do you think Katie gets away with too much? Are you an Arsenal fan who says, yeah, she's aggressive, but she's not doing anything against the law? And then, was that a goal? I say it's a goal. Sarah says it's a goal. As the U.S. Women's National Team lost by millimeters, it definitely was a goal if you go by it going over the line. So we will see. Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night.
Bye.